All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And a sincere peace, blessings, and salutations to you, Akim, across the four corners of the earth that are pushing this knowledge and truth and its sincerity. All right, this is Brother Barzal from the GMS Arizona camp. And just want to do a quick lesson, speak a few words, pull a few scriptures, Lord willing, to edify, the sheep of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. In this lesson, I'm going to start out in John chapter 4, verse 38, and it says, I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestowed no labor. All right. And it says, other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors. Okay. All right. And I'm bringing this scripture out because in this lesson, I'm coming, in the spirit of, or the mindset of, you see this controversy going on with the Sakari, how they're puffed up with pride. Ultimately, it seems as though they want to replace the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, those men who have taught them. And this is what happens when the truth is taught to men who have the wrong intentions of what they're going to do with the truth, when they don't come in sincerity. That's why ultimately Alazar was separated from Great Millstone, because he didn't like the order. He wanted to come up another way. He wanted to make himself equal with the elders. And now he actually wants to set himself above the elders and apostles. But when you think back on it, these men entered into the elder and apostles' labors. Because think about all that the elder and apostles had done through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to unlock the mysteries of the scriptures. The hours of study in the school, going to the libraries, uncovering history, different, books that, just support, what's written in the scriptures, for edification, going into the different words, into the Hebrew, and studying this stuff enough, this information enough so that they could teach men, so they can teach the sheep of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and wake them up and help them to grow, to become teachers themselves. And, you have to understand, how can you justify saying that these are not men of the Lord? And look at their fruits. Look at their fruit. All right, let's get that real quick. They brought forth good fruit. We have fruit all over the world. Definitely in all the major cities here in America. Okay. All right, let's get this. This is Matthew 7 and 16. It says, all right, I'm going to start at verse 15. Matthew 7 and 15. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. All right. It says, ye shall know them by their fruits. And now you have, these various Israelite camps that are really showing their fruits, man. You had, brothers from, I can't remember if it was the ISUPK or the Sakari, in fringes that were, spray painting the side of a train, graffiti. You had, them And again, I ain't accusing them of anything, but just bringing it up, brothers and friends, man, at the Passover, which is supposed to be a solemn day, up in a club, doing their thing with the friends on. Elder Yashawamba and a brother out in Amawan Gabar out in New York put out a video where he was talking about how these dudes is making merchandise of the truth. And he can see how much that these men are selling to the people. Even the word itself, certain breakdowns of certain live streams or certain content, you can't even get from these men and their excuses because their pages are getting striked on YouTube, which is a weak ass excuse. Make another page, make another channel, man. Freely ye have received, freely ye should give. But instead they made merchandise of the truth. So you can see their fruit. All right. You should know them by their fruits. It says, do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Verse 17, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. So you telling me all the fruit and all the men that have entered into the labors of the elders and apostles and now have grown up in this truth and become teachers themselves, they had a head of camps, bringing in other men and edifying. You telling me that the elders and apostles are wicked men, or how they bringing forth good fruit? Okay, how they bringing forth good fruit that are following in their stead, that have received the example that the elders and apostles gave through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and followed in that stead. Not putting all the extra shit on it, the rap videos and because at the end of the day, all that goes back to money and bitches, man. I don't care how you slice it. When you want to do rap and you want to do all this, man, it's not truly about reaching the people. It's about pussy. That's what it's about. These men didn't have these things in the world, man. Now they have an avenue where they can get a little bit of money, which brings those things around. Okay. And now they're getting completely consumed by it, to where they're absolutely being blinded by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, when it comes down to this truth. And they're showing their hand, they're showing the heart, and then wearing it on their sleeve that they got a problem with authority. They got a problem with Yahweh Shem Yahushai ultimately, because you got a problem with his men. But this is how those ravening wolves show appreciation to men that labored many, many years before them. Yahweh Shem Yahushai called them to learn from these men, and this is the thanks that these men get. These childish, men that take the truth and they go and run with it, and they use it for something other than sincerely waking up the sheep, waking up the elect. That's not what it's about. These guys are in business to make merchandise of this truth, while the elders apostles have always shown that they've been in the business of watching for our souls. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see. Salaki, give me a minute. God, this is Hebrews 13. It says, Hebrews 13:17, it says, obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves. All right. Which that's the biggest issue and stumbling block for a lot of these men that are self-willed. Okay. That they don't want to be a part of the body. They want to be the whole body. They don't want anybody else to have anything to do with it, man, because what that does is bring all the attention back to them. You know, that's the type of spirit you get with these Sakari dudes, man. They don't want to be a part of the body, man, because it's not about waking up the sheep. It's about who's doing the awakening. And that's not what it's about. But that's what it's about with these men. Because they want to bring the spotlight back to themselves. You know, they covetous, man. They boasters. They lovers of themselves. These are the things you see. Because if the elders apostles have all this fruit by simply preaching the word, breaking the word down, they gave you the example. That's all you need to do. All that extra, you know, their gimmicks, totally unnecessary. It says, obey them that have rule over you, which the elders apostles are your spiritual parents. They're the ones brought you in this thing. They're the ones that woke you up. They're the ones that labored to bring forth these breakdowns and fed us with it. So we have the understanding. When men, you know, we're set up as defenders, you know, contending for the truth. So when men come out with wayward doctrines, yeah, the elders and apostles rebuke them, and they put out the, you know, the truth to keep us on the right path, to keep the sheep on the right path, avoiding confusion. Okay. So what is that doing? It says, for they watch for your souls. That's them watching for our souls. They're not going to allow us to go off in this or that. If people are putting out lies when it comes to the doctrine, they're going to correct it so that we have the truth. All right. And that's what's going to lead us ultimately to salvation. You know, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. All right. It says, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. You see, so these men, elders and apostles have been set up to watch for our souls, man. You get some of these men that come in, they get this knowledge and they run off with it, and then they show no appreciation for the men that taught them. All right. And that's what you're seeing, man. But guess what? The Lord is going to deal with those men. Every last one of you. Because you're coming up against the men that the Lord set up, and you're coming up against the Lord. And he's not going to have it. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.